Welcome back to the 12th episode of the Benchwarmers Podcast. We are your hosts, Jacob,
Sam,
and Baden.
and this was my first time recording the intro. So today, what we're gonna do is we're going over the recent head coach hirings in the NFL, with a couple of the teams who have hired and fired coaches over the last week, as well as the current NFL playoff picture and predictions. So without further ado, Sam, can you give us a rundown of who was hired and who was fired over the last couple of
Oh
weeks?
God, you guys were the ones who to tell me that there was like more than two head coach hirings. So I think that there were three: Nathaniel Hackett to the Broncos, Brian Dable to the Giants, and Matt Eberfluss to the Chicago Bears. So I think the big one is actually Nathaniel Hackett because, a certain quarterback from Wisconsin has been very vocal about his praise for that guy. So why don't one of you guys take it from there?
Yeah, sure. You want to take it back?
I honestly think that this move could be. I think part of the reason they hired Nathaniel Hackett not only was, this is a abysmal offense, a team is kind of similar to the Giants in a way where they're just a team that has the talent offensively, probably outside of the quarterback position, and but they still can't seem to put it together. But so not only do you get a high level play caller slash coach, you get a chance at a quarterback at Aaron Rodgers caliber. Kind of similar to the way they got Peyton Manning. Obviously, it's not like they hired someone and they got him, but you get Peyton Manning, end of his career. He can still play at a high level. You have a great defense. I think that the Broncos made the right hiring, offensive-minded guy. It's about the quarterback now because they're a quarterback away from being Super Bowl contenders. They're a Derek Carr. They're not even Aaron Rodgers. They're a Derek Carr from Super Bowl contenders, in my opinion.
Oh, that's a spicy take. I'm not gonna lie.
Say the same thing about the Browns, though.
I mean, they're a health. They're a health. I think they're a healthy 2020 Baker from contenders, but
No, I totally agree. I'm just saying. This move, right? It's not like Hackett was a leading contender, or he had been fired for something stupid like Flores. This is a specific. What?
I don't know with the news that's come out about Flores. It may have not been a stupid move. Was it the right move? Maybe not, but I don't think it was stupid.
But Hackett, Aaron Rodgers was very open with his praise of Hackett. Broncos have been one of the leading contenders to land an elite quarterback over the last year. There's been plenty of talk about it because Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater really aren't going to cut it. And I think this move means they are all in. They have their defense, and they're willing to trade. They're willing to do whatever it takes to get Rodgers. And if that means centering their future around a head coach who might not have necessarily been their first choice, that's what they're doing to get Rodgers. That to me says the Broncos are going to push to get Aaron Rodgers this offseason.
Absolutely. I mean, Rodgers, like everybody was calling this before the season, the last dance. And, unlike Michael Jordan's last dance, there was no happy ending for I'm so happy. I get to bully we get to bully our friend Andrew about it every day as we come into class. I mean,
yeah,
it's a wonderful time to be alive.
Meme on Instagram is like, they thought this was the last dance, but instead they went out like Russ and Paul George. So funny.
Oh my god. I mean, not wrong. Just funny that the 49ers, like imagine getting beat by Jimmy G. Jimmy G and Debo Samuel.
I don't know what it is, but he's just a winner. Jimmy G's just a winner, I guess. Is he the reason why they're winning? Not particularly, but
Garoppolo over his last 5 playoff starts, 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions,
146 yards a game. It's just wild.
Yet they keep on winning.
Maybe the hardest carried quarterback in the NFL. Maybe Baker's up there.
Nah.
Baker doesn't get Baker's just been openly terrible. People seem to like.
Yes.
People seem to defend.
All right,
Jimmy
all
G.
right. We don't. This is not about Baker Mayfield. This is about Nathaniel Hackett and the Broncos. Let's move on.
All right. So let's talk about Matt Eberflus then. Eberflus.
I kind of want to talk. I want to talk about this.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Chicago. At first, I saw this as like, who is this guy? This is more research. Indianapolis defensive coordinator. Indianapolis has had a really good defense the last couple of years. He's a big reason why that secondary, which on paper does not look good, played a lot better than it should have. You know, Xavier Rhodes. The roads were wide open just a couple years ago. But now he's played so much better. Not as prime Xavier Rhodes, but he's played much better recently. Kenny Moore is one of, if not the best slot corner in the NFL. So I think you gotta like, what you're gonna get from him from the defensive side. But to me, it's hard to not have gone an offensive-minded coach when the only thing, and I mean the only thing outside of that front seven on your defense, the only thing that looks like that would attract you to this job is Justin Fields. And now I think they probably need to hire a high-level offensive coordinator to give Justin Fields allow Justin Fields to succeed, because it's already a pretty poor built team, especially on the offense, but I think they need a high-level guys on the offensive side, not just on the field, but coaching them. See Justin Fields succeed. That's why I would like to see them got, Brian Dable, Mike McDaniels, one of those guys. But yeah.
Yeah. I actually got something to say about that offensive coordinator. I know a guy, QB whisperer. He worked with one of the greatest versions of Peyton Manning that we've ever seen on the Broncos. Head coaching experience, quarterback whisperer, crazy eyes himself, Adam Gase to the Bears. Nothing has ever gone wrong with this decision before.
Oh
my God.
Sam just wants Bears fans to feel the pain he felt.
Bears fans already get it rough, but you're trying to make them like Jets fans. Like, jeez.
I think for the Bears coaching job, what I would compare it to is last year what the Eagles had with Nick Sirianni. They bring in a coach. What do they have on their offense? A young QB coming off a up and down first season who has rushing upside, lots of young, fast receivers, and a solid defense. So I would compare it to last year's Eagles. And what happened with the Eagles this year? They took it to the wild card. Were they a fraud? Potentially. You could say that. They didn't have a win against a team with a win. But they made it there, and that's important. I think I could see the Bears following that path if all goes right and Fields can improve the way Jalen Hurts improved last year. So I think if I was an offensive coordinator or some offensive coach, a job I would really want to be in, I think, is Bears offense.
It's gonna be interesting how the Bears build this team up, because you got to look at all the flaws. Secondary is very weak. Like, outside of what's his name? I forgot his name. The Utah corner. No, I'm talking about the secondary. I don't remember. Hold on.
Trying to think if he might be talking about, but I can't think of anything.
Who am I? Why am I blinking?
One guy who we would be talking about for Bears OC if the Ravens hadn't pressed the wrong button, fired the wrong coordinator, is Greg Roman, who I think every Ravens wants him gone.
Oh, they need Greg Roman. They need Greg Roman. That's who they need.
But Roman's probably not leaving. They fired their DC. By the way, I want to talk about that a little bit. That's got to be one of the stupidest.
Oh yeah, that's actually what.
Unless there was some personal thing, he was operating without his top 5 cornerbacks.
They weren't.
The entire year. Nonsense.
Exactly.
And the fact that Greg Roman still has a job with all that offensive talent.
I can't think of need suck, and you're a power running team, so that doesn't sound great. But back to the Bears, it's gonna be interesting. No first round pick, so how are you gonna build this team? You're gonna go in free agency, get some players. I think they need high level receiver. They probably need a couple offensive linemen and some secondary pieces, and then hope that they can develop Justin Fields into a leap in year two. That's really kind of how the Bears should move. And yeah, so I think we could talk about the third hiring and the newest hiring that happened like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
since we were
very
recording this.
recently.
Um, yeah, Brian Dable to the Giants. I love this move. I kind of saw it happening after they signed. They hired Joe Shine, whatever his name is, as their new general manager. He came from the Bills front office, so it kind of made sense. Brian Dable would follow him.
I think it's a good hire.
Well, I don't know if I've said this on the pod before, but I've said this before that I think Daniel Jones physically is similar to Josh Allen.
Oh no!
I mean,
I'm scared of what he's saying.
Again with the Dane. Nobody wants to hear about how good Daniel Jones is.
But, all right. What I'm trying to say is that because he is the similar physical talents to Josh Allen, Brian Dable already has the blueprint of how to build around a quarterback like that. They have the weapons. Build up on the offensive line. I think they have the 5th and 7th picks in the draft. Both of those picks should be offensive linemen no matter what. You add a couple offensive linemen, and if you can develop them and they block well under a Brian Dable offense, Daniel Jones can succeed.
Okay, sure. Well, Danny Dimes, I think, is cooked. I think he's done.
If you think Daniel Jones has a Josh Allen like future,
I'm not saying. All right, let me track back. He is not going to be Josh Allen. He will never. He dreams of being Josh Allen. Even now, his dreams are to dream about Josh Allen. All right, he's not gonna get there. But what I'm saying is he can be an average to a slightly above average quarterback on that team next year. Maybe even more if you look 7-8 years down the line. But I'm not. He will never be Josh Allen. Like he's closer to. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but he's far from Josh Allen. Yeah, he's not going to be that, but he can be average.
I think.
And honestly, you'll take average if you're the Giants at this point.
I think either Daniel Jones is like gone before the season even starts, or they're sticking with him, or basically gets a new lease on life with this new coaching.
Joe Sheen said he's sticking with Daniel Jones, and to be honest, what realistic options do the Giants have?
Yeah,
because that's honest. We'll always talk about Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. I'm not drafting Kenny Pickett or Matt Corral at 5 or 7.
This is not a strong.
It's a weak quarterback class. Daniel Jones as a quarterback prospect coming out of college is just as good as Kenny Pickett.
You can take a second round QB.
That's where you might as well take a first round quarterback.
If
you have
issues next year.
I would wait till next year. You have Bryce Young, you have C.J. Stroud, you got Grayson McCall, you got a lot of different big name quarterbacks coming out next year. If Daniel Jones doesn't work out this year, then it's over, and I think that's fair.
I see a lot of Giants fans on social media saying Baker and Daniel Jones are in the same boat.
They're not.
No.
Baker's better.
It's ridiculous.
Baker's better. I'm contradicting myself when I say Daniel. When I'm kind of contradicting myself because I said Daniel Jones would succeed on the Browns, but I think I've kind of thought about it a bit more. That I really think Baker's injuries is what held him back. I think a fully healthy Baker Mayfield this year, even if he didn't play as good as 2020, we saw that he played well at the beginning of the game. Chiefs game, Chargers game, most of that Texans game. From the Minnesota game, we even saw the Cincinnati game. He played well. Um, so it's not like it was all 15 or 14 games he played this season were all bad, but I think he definitely needs to improve. I think it's gonna happen because it just happens. It just seems to happen with the Browns. We go into a season. It's happened like 6 years in a row now. We go into the season after a disappointing season, and we're like, all right, we can't expect too much, but we can expect some amount of improvement. Boom, we over exceed our expectations, and then we add on a couple new players. We say, all right, we could really make a push. We said it in 2018. We said after the 2018
Oh
season,
my
we can
god.
make the playoffs. We said it after we said Super Bowl this year, and then we disappoint. And then we
Tom
go
and
into
Baden
the end.
W.
Like it just happened. It's happened 6 years in a row now. So
Yeah.
you know,
Okay, we have to get off of Baker Mayfield. This is about the
yeah,
head coaching hires.
let's get off the
Oh
Browns.
my
Let's get off
god.
the Browns.
Okay. We said we wouldn't do this, but we're too big. We love the Browns too much. Um, but yeah, those are the head coaching hires. A couple of interesting ones, and I just want to go back to the Bears one for just like one last thing. This is a very common thing that NFL owners do. They pair a very inexperienced GM with an experienced head coach. So I understand why it might not be interesting, but I see why they did it.
Yeah.
And I think with that, we should move on to playoff recap, playoff predictions, playoff. Just looking at the playoffs in general. You guys want to start?
So Jacob, I think you should
All right.
take this.
So we are coming off one of the best playoff games of all time. Last week, Bills versus Chiefs. The ridiculous back and forth final 2 minutes. And so now you've got the Red Hot Chiefs at Arrowhead up against the Cincinnati Bengals, who have been on a historic season for their franchise. The first Bengals playoff win that you could ever text your friend about, because you couldn't text the last time the Bengals won a playoff. So these two, something's got to give. You've got the Chiefs, who are almost unbeatable at home, and the Bengals, who are actually very, very strong on the road. Last time these two teams played, it was at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Cincinnati won on a game-winning field goal after a couple of controversial penalties. I'm sure Browns fans cried a lot about that, because that was the game that knocked us out. But I think this time the Chiefs get it done. I think playoff Mahomes comes through and
Patrick Mahomes.
ends nickname merchant Joe Burrow.
Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks this game has ever seen. If he retires today, I think he's a Hall of Famer. He's absolutely spectacular.
I like it.
Okay,
W take.
It sounds wild. It sounds wild, but let's think. Let's come on. Let's think about it. I mean, it's just the only argument you have against it is he hasn't played long enough. That's your only argument.
No, here's my argument. If Patrick Mahomes retires in a month, he's a Hall of Famer. If he retires today,
that is fair. Okay. I mean, that is true. To justify only playing 4 years in the league, you need to have the best 4 years ever. And if he wins another Super Bowl, he might have had the best 4 year stretch we've ever seen from a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Like, it's definitely up there. He has the talent necessary to succeed and a defense that has only improved. Obviously, I mean, they didn't play that well last game.
But to be fair, they were like, continue.
But honestly, I think Mahomes gets it done. I think he plays a great game. I think it's going to be kind of similar game to the Bills game because I think Joe Burrow plays out of his mind. But I think that what they do well is take Jamar Chase out of the picture. I think it's going to be Tyler Boyd. I think it's going to be T. Higgins who make the big plays. Jamar Chase has a solid game,
hey, Baden,
but nothing
how did Jamar Chase do against the Chiefs the last time he played them?
Oh, Jamar Chase had the best statistical game a rookie's ever had the last time they played him. But I think they bracketed him. He doesn't get more than 70 yards. Even six, it's like 60 is a solid game, but like Jamar Chase, you would expect more. Um, I think it's T. Higgins who goes crazy. I think it's Tyler Boyd who goes crazy. CJ Uzama. They're able to bracket Jamar Chase. Joe Mixon's completely out of the picture. Chris Jones plays amazing. That front four stops the run. Burrow still plays out of his mind. Great duel, but the Chiefs win. I'm gonna say a score of 30. Weird score, 33-27.
I like that. My thoughts on the game. I think it's going to be tough for the Chiefs to stop this Bengals offense. I think because the Honey Badger got taken out with a concussion last game, so I think all you can do is hope that he's okay. He's out of concussion protocol. Uh, I think what Chiefs fans have to hope for is that Jamar Chase has like a Stephon Diggs like performance last game.
Yeah, that's kind of
Where
that's kind of what I thought.
yeah, so Baden already said it, but I'm just going to reiterate it. They need to lock down at least one of those receivers, but what the Bengals do have that the Bills did not is a very good running game. Joe Mixon is a very good running back.
Yeah.
So I think the defense really needs to fire on all cylinders. But I think it's going to be another shootout, another one of the greatest playoff games we've ever witnessed. I think we're going to see a score of 47-42 Chiefs.
Indubitably.
Jacob, you want to give a score prediction before we move on to the next one?
Sure. I'm gonna say 38-23. I don't think it's ridiculously close.
Who wins?
Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Common
All right,
W's. Common
the
W's.
next game, I could definitely see some bit more controversy for who wins or loses. Rams 49ers, a matchup that has not gone the Rams' way since 2018. Six straight wins for the 49ers, but it's in SoFi Stadium, although reportedly it could be about a split even in terms of fans. So the fan uh, environment could get kind of wild. So what do you guys think is gonna happen?
Yeah,
I'll
I
take
also
this
heard,
one.
Yeah, go for it.
So I don't know. SoFi Stadium is not reputable for having super large crowds of Rams fans. Um, I think at the end of the day, it's going to be negligible. I think the Rams are going to take this one by storm. I think I think at some point Jimmy Garoppolo has to end his streak of luck, right? I think he's been. What was the stat we were just talking about before we started recording? Last five
Two
games,
touchdown,
playoff games, two
last
touchdowns.
last five playoff starts. Yeah,
Last five playoff games, two touchdowns, five interceptions, and I mean, at some point something's got to give, which I think Jacob said earlier about the Bengals Chiefs. But he cannot keep on playing this bad with Nick Bosa being injured. Fred Warner got injured last game. I think it's just going to be a tremendously hard uphill battle for them to get anything done against this high-powered Rams offense. So my final score prediction, I'll make it. I think it's going to be 27-17 Rams.
All right, am I up?
Jacob. Yep.
Okay, so here's a little bit of the thing. Stafford, not good against the Niners. The Rams are not good against the Niners. The Rams put in a policy that only people who are Los Angeles residents go to the game. This backfired. And SoFi Stadium is expected to be over 50% Niners fans. I've seen things that even say like 65%. I think the 49ers have the Rams number once again. And win on a game-winning Robbie Gould field goal. I'm going to go 27. I think it stays a little bit lower scoring.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo plays the game of his life. I think he completes over 70% of his passes. I think he throws for over 250 yards. I think he throws 3 touchdowns, all three going to George Kittle. Debo, Debo Samuel gets a rushing touchdown. 49ers run the Rams out of the building with a final score of 38-17.
Wow.
All
Wow,
set,
big
all
day.
set, and all 17 points come within the last 20 minutes of the game for the Rams.
Wow. That's
I
a
think it's gonna
that's a
be.
bold take.
It's bold. It won't happen. It won't happen. But I'm predicting something that I know won't happen. That's funny. But I think, but I do think Jimmy Garoppolo is gonna play a hell of a game.
All right. And then I guess Super Bowl predictions, I guess, would be up next.
Yeah. So me and Jacob both have a rematch of Super Bowl 54,
Yeah, whichever one was
55,
2 years ago.
54.
54, 54. Yeah. The Chiefs in their third straight Super Bowl. Rams second time in three, or not, excuse me. 49ers second time in 3 years. Um, this is going to be eerily similar to the last Super Bowl, but it's flipped. 49ers come back and win.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
I'm going to say the
Wow.
49ers are going to come back and win.
A Niners-
Somehow, some way it happens. I think it sounds wild, but
Jimmy
I'm a
Goat
wild guy.
Garoppolo.
Jimmy Goat Garoppolo wins his third Super Bowl technically. His first as a starter.
Yeah.
And the 49ers are your Super Bowl champions.
I think it would be very funny if over the next 2 years, Jimmy Garoppolo transformed into one of the best QBs in the NFL, and Trey Lance never takes an NFL snap ever again.
That would be
Even if the 49ers could win the Super Bowl this year and Trey Lance will be the starter next year.
no.
That's true. No, he's right.
It would be like Aaron
I
Rodgers,
personally think-
Jordan Love style.
Nah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening for that long.
Okay, and then
I
for me,
mean, no, you go. You go.
Alright,
I
so-
insist.
here's the thing. If what happens is what I think will happen, and it's Chiefs Niners, I think the Chiefs will win. I don't think it'll be super close. Here's the thing. I think Niners Rams will be very close. And if the Rams win, you factor in that for the second year in a row, the NFC team will have home field advantage. Super Bowl will be at SoFi. So if the Rams win this game, we'll have home field advantage for the Super Bowl, which I think is something you need to factor in. If the Rams win the NFC Championship game, I think they will go on to win the Super Bowl. But if the Niners advance, Chiefs.
Honestly, something tells me if the Rams were to play the Chiefs, it'd look a lot like last year's Super Bowl. Just because you're looking at that amazing defensive line. Chiefs' offensive lines obviously must improve, and I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad, but I think they were able to get a lot of pressure onto Mahomes. So I would like to. I mean, Rams. I think Rams Chiefs would be very interesting. A rematch of that 2018 matchup.
I think Rams. So my prediction is Rams Chiefs. I think this is going to be a very similar game to There's some heavy EDM music.
It sounded like the Jaws.
Bro.
Faden muted himself. It sounded like Jaws.
Blasting music so loud for no reason.
So I think it's gonna be Chiefs versus Rams, and I think it's gonna be a high powered game. There are no stops, just offense. I think we're gonna see a game where a team eclipses 50. I think it's gonna go 51-48 Chiefs.
Game-winning field goal or just Rams come back?
Game-winning field goal.
That's the greatest game ever. They already have the greatest game ever. They're gonna top their own greatest game ever.
Yep. That's my prediction.
That was something.
All right, so then I guess we want to do.
I mean, I think real quick. I feel like we got to talk about like more of like the divisional round.
But yeah,
Uh,
no, let's do a little divisional round recap. Baby,
As
let's go ahead.
I want to talk about the Buccaneers and their future. Tom Brady is contemplating retirement. I think we can all agree that's true. He is definitely contemplating retirement. It's gonna be.
Rod
I think
Brady,
it's just gonna be.
Rod Brady.
I think it's just gonna be interesting, like where the Buccaneers go. Like they drafted Kyle Trask in the second round this past draft. Do you go with him, or do you sign another quarterback? I don't. I want to hear you guys' opinions on like if Tom Brady retires, what do the Buccaneers do?
My
I,
opinion is that Kyle Trask is a fire name, and they should make him a quarterback just for that. Like you're telling me you wouldn't want a jersey with Trask on the back of it? I
I would
mean,
not.
I would not either.
y'all both have terrible opinions, and I'm sorry. Um, I am indubitably right here. Um, but at least for the Buccaneers, I think that they're going to be I think that if Brady retires right now, they go out and trade for Kirk Cousins.
Mm.
That is
Because I think that they are in a position to win right now. They have an explosive offense. Chris Godwin, if they can re-sign him. Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, who's also a free agent, so they'd have to go and re-sign him. A great defense. I mean, their divisional loss was only 13-10, and I think that the management decides that they still have a. Wasn't it 13-10?
no. It was like 20. It was like 30-27.
Was it?
What game were we talking
Oh
about?
no, I was thinking of the 49ers Green Bay Packers
Oh.
game. That's my bad.
Oh.
Uh sorry, that's my bad. All the red gets kind of mixed together, you know. But I think that management decides that they're still in a great position even without Tom Brady, one the greatest to ever play the game. Um
Mhm.
and I think that they go out and swing big for a quarterback.
I think it's
I
kind of like, or Jacob, we can go on and then we'll say
I
my
think
thing.
they will do the exact opposite. Here's what I think. I think Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert is not a good quarterback. Let me be clear. But Blaine Gabbert can stand there and be a mentor. I say that with quotes because I don't think he's, really doesn't have that much to mentor with. But I think they give Trask.
Hey, no Blaine Gabbert slander around here. What the heck?
I think they will use it
Don't
as a
like that.
season to experiment, especially if they lose Fournette and Godwin, which is very possible. I think if they lose Brady, Fournette, and Godwin, do they go into rebuild? Kinda. I think they give Trask a shot. I think he deserves one. He was pretty good at Florida. He just gets a lot of hate for being a fraud because Kyle Pitts carried him. That's
Yeah, honestly, to me, like, Kyle Trask was an interesting prospect. I felt like I did a lot of like scouting on players last year, so I know a lot about the rookies. Trask was someone to me that I thought needed a lot to go right in his favor to succeed, especially what happened early on in his NFL career. And the Buccaneers, I mean, it's like let's just say they lose one of Godwin or Fournette, because I don't think they lose both. I think I do think they could lose one though. There's still a high level offense with a lot of talent. Um, so I think, and add on, you draft a couple players to replace those guys. You can develop them; they become good players. Trask definitely could have a shot to succeed, but one thing I think I told Sam about this. I don't know if I told Jacob about this. Would be super funny is if Brady retires and they go trade for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
be
you did tell me
insane.
about that. And I think I started laughing in
Like
your
that
face if
would
I
I
recall.
feel like that would be super funny. One, and two, for all the Rodgers versus Brady people, this would settle it. Rodgers has Brady's team.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
I mean
It'll
that's
be
a
it'll be really great to see if that would if what Rodgers could do with a Brady team.
that's a storyline and a half right there if that ever happens.
That would be ridiculous. I don't know if it'll happen, but
It's not
you know,
real. It's not realistic, but it's just a great theory to think about.
I enjoy it. I think it's a W.
I wouldn't say it's
I
super
know.
unrealistic.
Yeah, I just don't know if they trade Brady to another NFC team where they'd have. Oh, sorry. Whoa, Brady. Rodgers. I don't know if they trade Rodgers to another NFC team. I also like your TikTok lights, Baden. Baden has like blue TikTok lights on in the background. You know, the ones that go in like the corner of your.
The TikTok lights.
Yeah. W. Oh my God, Jacob too. Oh no.
Yeah, you're the one missing out, Sam.
This is so sad. Oh man. And then I guess what we'll end it off with is everybody can just collectively clown on Aaron Rodgers for a couple minutes. I mean,
Yeah, honestly, this is very disappointing for out of Aaron Rodgers. I would have thought, if they're gonna lose in the NFC Championship game to either the Rams or the Bucks, and it would have been like, the defense didn't show up. Aaron Rodgers had one interception, so Rodgers played bad, and a lot of this was kind of on him. Although the special teams was awful, Packers special teams coordinator needs to be fired, if he hasn't been already. But I think the Packers have to be very upset with themselves. Aaron Rodgers probably finds a new team. Devontae Adams, I'd like to see him on a new team.
I could see him going to the Raiders.
The Packers, I think the Raiders is the number one pick for Devontae Adams, being with his former quarterback Derek Carr. That's a team in need of a receiver. Hunter Renfro's cool. He's not a number one guy. Devontae Adams is about as number one as it can get. I think the Packers probably go rebuild. You build around Jordan Love, see what you truly have in him. Because I don't think you can base what you think he is based off what his first career start being against the Kansas City Chiefs at Kansas City. Like, that's kind of wild that's your first NFL start. So I think you have to, truly see what you have in him. I think that's what next year will be for the Packers, because I do not think Aaron Rodgers will be a quarterback next year for the Packers.
Rodgers is a lot easier to read than a lot of other quarterbacks. Because he's so open about what he wants. Like, right after losing the championship, the divisional round game, he said, I don't want to be a part of a rebuild. Rodgers knows what he wants. And if he doesn't get it, he's gone. I don't know what's going on with Fate.
I just want to recount my one of our friends, we hosted him on the podcast a couple weeks ago, is a very big Packers fan. And so a couple weeks ago he posted a story, obviously, about it was like an Aaron Rodgers highlight reel or something. And I'd like to recount that conversation right now. I say worse than Patrick McGoat, mid at best. And of course he gets angry. He's like, Mahomes is not top 20 yet. Aaron Rodgers, more like Aaron mid. Dak Prescott clears him. Heck, even Herbert better than Aaron. 1-4 in conference championship Rodgers. Rodgers carried by offense, TBH. Mid QB, not even better than 60-year-old Favre. And then I said, anti-vax Rodgers can't win. 2 weeks before they got killed by the Niners in the championship game. And he saw, and then I made fun of him, and he hasn't replied since. So, Andrew, if you're listening to this right now, please reply to my story. I'm very lonely. So, Baden, if you're there, do we want to move on to trivia? No response, so we'll work with our benchwarmers right now. Let's choose a couple of. Well, actually, you know what? Predict your bench performance for the conference game. All right. What underappreciated player is going to have a star caliber performance?
I want to start bold. First quarter, Garoppolo gets rocked. Trey Lance comes in, brings them to the NFC Championship.
Oh, that's so funny. He just said Jimmy G gets rocked. So funny.
I mean, I could see it happening, which would be incredibly
Aaron
amazing.
Donald just smacks Jimmy Garoppolo. That's so funny. The person I'm gonna say is the bench warmer, the future bench warmer of the week. It's gonna be. I'm gonna say. That's a great. This is actually really good. I'm gonna say Sean Jackson on the
Ooh.
Rams still. I believe he's
No,
still
I
on the
think he
Rams.
got, didn't he
No,
get
no, he's
cut?
No.
gone. He's a Raider.
Dude, Van Jefferson. Van
There we
Jefferson's not a bench warmer. He's gonna have a monster game. I forgot. I think he was on the. I forgot. I thought he was on the Raiders first, and then got cut, and then signed to the Rams. But it was the other way around.
Alright, Sam?
Let me see. My my bench warmer of the week, or future bench warmer of the week, is going to be. Oh man, hold on, I think it's gonna be Mr. Pringle himself, the potato chip. I think we're gonna see an injury to one of the Chiefs wide receivers. I think he comes in, has a huge game, or they just shut down everybody else and he still dominates. Like Gabe Davis last week. I think he's gonna have a big game. I think it's gonna be tough for the Bengals to cover all the Chiefs' offensive talent. So Jacob, why don't you plug some stuff while I find our trivia for today?
Alright, so TikTok, Benchwarmers _podcast. We haven't posted anything yet, but we may start to soon. Our Twitter is Benchwarmers CLE. Make sure you follow us there. We tweet relatively often. On Spotify, we are the Cleveland Benchwarmers. Check us out there, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, come over to YouTube, the Benchwarmers Podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please do. Yeah.
Links will.
All right. So we're gonna do NFL most career playoff passes in fitting with our podcast theme for today of NFL playoffs. So we've got 12 people right here, and you know what? We're gonna try and guess all of them. All right?
So most career playoff passes.
Yep.
Right,
I
so
will
Brady's
list off
one.
the attempts. I'll list off the attempts, their playoff career, and the amount of games that they've played. All right.
All right. Number one's Brady.
And
we don't.
Wait, hold on. When was this? This was last updated February 8th, 2021. So it's probably a wee bit different now, but that's okay. So, number one, 1,764 attempts, 2000 to 2020, 45 games. We're going Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yep, that's number one. 700 attempts above the next biggest player.
That's
Number two,
so
2027, 1998 to 2015, 27 games. Right?
1990. Peyton Manning.
That
That's got to be Peyton Manning.
Yeah. Yeah. Peyton.
Yep. Number two is Manning. 791 from 1991 to 2010, 24 games.
1991 to 2010, Brett Favre.
Oh.
Favre? That is correct. 745, 2005 to 2020, 21 games. Got to be Aaron Rodgers.
Did you say you
Did he
retired
start
in
playing in
2020?
Oh, no, to 2020. Like, that's where his playoff career ends because this was updated in 2021.
Oh. Well, Rodgers made the playoffs in 2020.
Yeah, but it was February.
It hasn't
8th,
counted.
So
it hasn't been counted yet.
I think it's Rodgers.
But yeah, Rodgers.
Yes, it is Aaron Rodgers. 2004 to 2020, 22 games. 2004. Is that
Big
the
Ben.
Phillip Rivers draft
Big
class?
Ben.
I think
It's
it's
gotta
Phillip
be
Rivers.
Roethlisberger.
It's got to be
Eli
Big Ben.
Manning. It's probably Roethlisberger.
It is
He said
Ben
till 2020
Roethlisberger.
though. Yeah, it said till
1979 to 1994, 23 games, 734 attempts.
And I was gonna say Marino.
It could be Steve Young.
Young, Dan
That
Marino.
was-
I think those are the two.
All right,
options
I'm gonna
here.
go with Young first. No, it is not Young. What about Joe Montana? Was that Montana?
Nah.
I'm
Okay,
I'll go with
retired
Marino
earlier.
then.
I think it's Marino.
Mariona, no. No, Marino was 2 more down on the list. All right, I'm gonna go.
Oh.
Who could this be? It is Joe Montana. I was right.
Oh,
2001 to 2020, 18 games. Man,
2000. Who was drafted in 2001?
Eli Manning?
2008? No. He's in the Phillip Rivers draft.
It could be Eli
He's in the
Manning.
Big Ben Phillip. He said
No.
2001 though. It's not Eli Manning. 2001 to 2020.
I just have
And
to
it's
refresh the
not-
page to stop it from telling me us all the answers. So 1 second.
2001 to 2020.
Who retired in 20? Breeze?
Who
Is it
retired?
Drew Brees?
Breeze. It's got to be Breeze.
All right, I'm looking. Breeze. It is Drew Brees.
Yep.
This one is no, this one's Marino. All right. All right, 6. So we already got Dan Marino, 83 to 99, 687, 18 games. All right, 651 from 83 to 98, 22 games.
That could be Steve Young. That could
Well,
also
it's not
be-
Steve Young because if you type it
Oh,
in,
okay.
it's already out.
And it's not Marino. Retired in
Troy
98?
Aikman. Troy Aikman.
Oh, Aikman. I think Aikman might have been into the 2000s. Oh, Aikman is all the way at the bottom. 502 to 89 to 2016 games.
83 to 98.
Who would this be?
Kelly?
Jim
Sure.
Kelly. I could see that.
No, Jim Kelly is another one down. 545, 86 to 96, 17 games. So now we're only missing 651 from 83 to 98 and 577, 99 to 11.
Oh, let's do the 99 to 11. Can you give me a second?
577, 99 to 11.
Retired in 2011.
Some
Randall
dominant-
Cunningham.
Ooh, Cunningham's a good one, but I don't know if he made the
I don't
playoffs.
know
Nope,
about that.
not Cunningham.
No.
Who are some big?
So
Retired in
basically a
2011.
high level quarterback through the 2000s. Not really much after that.
Oh my goodness. It's not gonna be Bledsoe because Bledsoe
I
wasn't
didn't know
playing
that,
until.
but,
Let me think.
Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner.
Oh, Kurt Warner. All
That's a
right,
good
let's see. It's not Kurt Warner.
Retired in 2011.
I think.
Who retired in 20? That's 11 years ago. That's wild.
Oh, it's the other one. It's McNabb. Donovan McNabb. It's gotta be McNabb, right? Yep, Donovan McNabb. So who's our last one gotta be? We got 25 seconds. Come on.
Who? What years?
This one is
83 to
651, 83 to 98. Oh, it's the other Broncos quarterback. Not
Elway.
Manning before.
Elway.
Yeah,
Elway.
it's
Elway. How did I not think of
The
Elway?
Browns killer.
The Browns,
Elway.
literally.
Right, so that seals it. So let me rattle them off right here. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Montana, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, John Elway, Donovan McNabb, Jim Kelly, and Troy Aikman.
Joe
Wow.
Shiesty will be on that list when his career is over.
No.
And Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes will be on that list when their
Mahomes
careers
almost certainly. I don't know.
over. Yeah, Mahomes for sure. Honest, and then maybe even I was gonna say Herbert, but I think Herbert's career is gonna go just like Phillip Rivers, but just his peak is better. He just can't win a championship because he's on the Chargers.
Yeah. All right, we got anything else we want to talk about? Anything else we want to wrap up?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not really.
Well, then this is I want to do the outro this time because Jacob stopped the recording the time he messed up. All right, guys. This is the second part of our back-to-back. Make sure to follow us on all of our socials. It will be
technically the first part.
First part of our back-to-back, but really the second. We will make sure to follow all of our socials. It'll be linked in the description, right, Jacob? Won't it?
Yes.
Um,
Will.
and then make sure to like and subscribe. We love all of you guys, and we'll see you in the future.
Bye.